All right, the recording is going, Todd, so if you want to go ahead and get started.
All right, good morning, everybody. This is Oswald and myself. I am Mr. Williams. Would like to welcome everybody to our little meeting this morning. We just want to make sure we communicate to you about why we're doing certain stuff and kind of the expectations that we have set for the Hamilton staff and families. So we're just excited to get started. We're excited to see kids again beginning Monday. It seems like a really long time, and we're just really ready to get going. So with that, we are going to begin. So we're just going to cover, we sent out this sheet the other day and you can follow along with Mrs. Oswald. And I just want to let you know, everything that we're trying to communicate to you, the first thing that we're looking at is safety of students and staff. And so everything that we've been doing so far is really linked to that. And then we're following that up with our instruction for students. So on the first day of school is Monday for our A group of students. And they're going to begin 7:55. We'll begin our day, but they'll be here Monday and Tuesday. And then our first day for the B group will be on Wednesday, the 26th. And then our full remote students will be obviously Monday through Friday. And then we're going to go right from there. But we're looking at an instructional day of almost about 5 hours of work for students. And that does not include all screen time stuff. That includes activities that they will be doing at home. And Mrs. Oswald is going to get a little bit more into the curriculum and instruction aspect of that day.
Okay, so the first thing that we just want to review with you, yesterday we had a pickup for Chromebooks for students that are full remote. Just to clarify, sometimes you're going to see student A group, student B group, and student C group. So I'm going to clarify that with you guys. Our student A's are the ones that are physically here on Mondays and Tuesdays. So if your student is physically here Monday and Tuesday, they are a student A. If your student is if your students are physically here on Wednesdays and Thursdays, we're referring to them as the B students. And if you are full remote, we're referring you to as the full remote students or the C students. So if you see that on lesson plans, that's just kind of how we broke it down. So the students that are full remote, our C students, picked up their supplies and their Chromebook yesterday. We had many of you come, so thank you for doing that. If you could not make it or you were unaware about that meeting, please just set up a time with your child's teacher and they will be able to find a time for you to come and get that information. Everybody was assigned a Chromebook, a math book, and a ELA book. So those were all picked up yesterday. If you did not pick those up yesterday, just work out a time with your child's teacher. Today, the B students will be picking up their Chromebook between 12 and 3:30 at door 1. So today, if you have a student that starts school physically on Wednesday and Thursday, they can pick up their Chromebook today. There will be virtual activities for them on Monday. So everybody starts school on Monday. Some of them will just be starting virtual. So if your student starts school physically on Wednesday, but needs their Chromebook for their virtual learning on Monday and Tuesday, they're the B students. They can pick up their Chromebook today from 12 to 3:30. Just come to door 1, stay in your car, and we will have people that will bring those out to you. All right, Todd, you want to talk about the first day?
Yes.
You mentioned that a little bit already, but we have a few people that are just getting on, so if you want to go over that again.
Just a reminder that the first day of instruction for our A group with last names A through L, unless you have contacted us and switched those days, will be Monday, August 24th. We will bring kids into the building at 7:55. So we just need to make sure that they're here on time, and they can start coming at 7:20. I will be out on the playground at 7:20, so you can come a little bit earlier than that. And the first day for our B group of remote instruction will also be Monday, but then their face-to-face will be on Wednesday, August 26th.
Okay, and then I just want to go over some curriculum instruction things that are important. Our teachers will have everything on the Hamilton Hub by 8 o'clock on Monday morning. That will be released this coming Monday, so the first day of school at 8 o'clock. All of their responsibilities will be posted on that hub at 8 o'clock. It's very similar to the spring in the fact that you will just click on your teacher's name and the lessons will be there. So you'll know everything for the week as of Monday morning. We're not going to list it day by day. Like we won't post Tuesday assignments on Tuesday. We're going to post the whole week on Monday morning. So if you want to work ahead, you can do that. Okay, so everything will be on the hub at 8 o'clock on Monday morning for the whole week for all students in A's, B's, and C's. Every student is being issued a Chromebook. This was one of the things that some of the parents needed to make this transition better. I know it was hard for some families to share one Chromebook. So everybody is being issued a district Chromebook. So every student will be able to log in as themselves on their district Chromebook. Students will be receiving, again, a workbook for both ELA and math so they can follow along with their teacher's lessons if they are working remote. Just for your information, the specialist classes will be remote. So students will not be traveling to PE, library, art, and music because all kids see those teachers. We're doing that remote. So you may have that as your remote lessons on the days that they are working from home. If they are coming for an A or a B schedule, you may be doing PE, library, art, and music. There may be additional materials that our full remote learners will need throughout the quarter, similar to the stuff that went home yesterday with them. If so, the teachers are going to let you know, and you can pick it up at the school on a Friday. On Friday, we would have that information out for you, like in a tub or somewhere where you could access that information. So if you are a full remote learner, or your child is a full remote learner, there may be materials that need to be picked up, and we will communicate that with you. Also, this is different than the fall. We are taking attendance in person and remote. So we need every student to check in every single day by 11:59 and complete work, or they're counted absent. So we are working with our truancy officer for students that are not checking in or completing any work. It is mandatory that students do work and check in every single day, or they're counted absent. So you need to check in by 11:59 p.m. for that day. We understand that some students will be doing their work at night because we have parents that are working throughout the day. That's okay. We just need students to check in by 11:59 that day, or they will be counted absent. This next part I really want to make clear because this is one of the concerns that the teachers had. The teachers are going to be teaching in the morning, Monday through Thursday. So even if your student is a B worker, the A students will be there that day working with their teacher, and we're really trying to make the most of the time we have with our students in person. So they will not be able to answer questions for you Monday through Thursday while they have students in the building, okay? Their office hours will be 1:15 to 3 o'clock Monday through Thursday, and 8 to 3 on Friday. Friday is full remote, so they'll be available all day on Friday. They'll be checking in a ton with kids on Friday. They will be answering questions and checking in with kids from 1:15 to 3 on Monday through Thursday, but they will not be available before 1:15 to answer content and curriculum questions. So if you message them, that's okay. Just don't expect a response right away if it's content or curriculum related. With that being said, we do have 2 computer lab managers that are going to be answering your technology questions. One thing we learned in the spring is that there was a ton of questions about the technology, getting onto the Chromebook, logging into certain programs, needing passwords and things like that. So we know that that's something that you guys are going to need support with. So we have 2 people that are going to be helping with that from 8 to 2:30 Monday through Friday. So Stephanie Peters, Mrs. Peters, and Mrs. Potter, their emails are listed there. This is the note that went home to you. They will be available to answer your technology questions. So please email them if you have questions about technology from 8 to 2:30. Any of the computer programs, email them. If it's a content or curriculum question, you're going to need to reach out to your child's teacher, but just know you might not get a response right away because they are teaching.
All right, in the morning, so some of our returning parents understand what our arrival procedures are like, but we just want to review those. And again, understand that things are going to look a little bit differently this year. First of all, we're going to have less than half of our normal students coming on any given day. So we're not sure what that's going to look like, but for the parents that are returning, we had 650 students last year, and we're probably going to have about 275 students or less on any given day. It should be much better. We're hoping it's much better. So we're asking that all students be dropped off at door 4. And please only drop off in the right drop-off lane. The left lane is used for passing and transitioning. And we're going to have a lot of adults and patrols back by door 4 and by the shed. to help with that transition and to help walk students back to the lineup areas. Arrivals from 7:20 to 7:50 for students. I will be back on the back playground as in the past and with a couple more people than usual in the morning. The tardy bell rings at 7:55 for students who arrive late. They will enter through door 1 and they will be counted as tardy. So the other thing is there are also no visitors in the building during the day. So when a student is late, they will have to buzz in and Mrs. Grooms will buzz them into the office. Students will line up in their normal classroom lines out on the blacktop. And again, we will change the way that we enter the building. We will make sure that we are coming in single file lines and we will not be coming in double lines that we have in the past. Since students are required to wear a mask once they come into the building, we are asking that when they come onto the property, that they have their mask already on, so they don't have to worry about it when they are in the back playground area. Parents will be allowed to walk their students up to door 4, but will not be allowed to walk them to the back of the school. This is due to the amount of students and the need for distancing. Staff will also be at door 4, as we meant, to help them walk back to the line. Also this year, in the past, we've had a lot of parents that have walked up to school with their dogs or whatever, and we are not allowing pets on school property during the school day. Again, that's kind of a social magnet for kids. They like to be drawn to those animals. And so just to prevent, again, that social distancing aspect, we're not allowing pets on school property during the school day. You know, it's just a little bit different, but it's kind of the same, but it's a little bit different. And you know what? I mean, when I look at stuff, you know, safety day 1 is the same as the safety day 17, and that's why we got to put stuff in place from the first day. On the other aspect, when we dismiss, so again, we're dismissing a number of kids. We have some different schedules, and we've had a safety dismissal in the past. We're kind of keeping to that. But again, to help with our social distancing at dismissal time, we are going to have a staggered dismissal schedule. So for those kindergartners that are leaving and not staying for lunch, we are going to dismiss from door number 2 at 12 o'clock. And teachers will walk their kids out that are being dismissed. They will be in a line and they will be social distance on the sidewalk outside of there. And then parents can meet their students outside of door 2 and then take their child and walk on home. 5th grade is also going to be dismissed at 12 o'clock because a number of those students will be on safety patrol, and they will be dismissing from door 8 as they have in the past. 1st grade will dismiss from door 4 at 12:05, and 3rd grade will dismiss from door 8 at 12:05. 2nd grade will dismiss from door 4 at 12:10, and 4th grade will dismiss from door 8 at 12:10. Again, we're trying to stagger those a little bit just to prevent a group of students being in an area all at one time. And then once we get outside, the teacher will be staying with them until their parents come and pick them up. As the next point says, you may walk up to meet your child at their door, or you may stay in your car and pick them up in the pickup line. Students dismissing from door 8 will meet you at your car or by the shed. Now, please wear a mask if you are walking up to meet your child. Please feel free to use the parking lot at First Evangelical Church across 7th Street and walk over to avoid the traffic. If you've never done that before, you will find out that that will save you time and also avoid from you getting backed up in the line of picking up students. Masks will be worn until they get in the car or off school grounds. If students are staying for lunch, they will have a 12:40 dismissal time. And these students are going to be either dismissed from door 4 or they're going to the YMCA after school care. If you have students that you would like to go to that after school program, the number is listed right there for you, and you can call them and sign that up. And again, I believe for the Y, they are restricting the number of students that will be here before and after school as well. So you need to call them to see if you can still, if you are interested in that, see if there's still available room. Safety requirements for ISBE and Illinois Department of Public Health. Again, some guidelines are changing daily, so this is what we have currently. Face masks will be worn while inside at all times. We have a 50 max occupancy or less per space. So we have, again, kind of set up our building for lunches a little bit differently. So our gym set is set up to house 50 students on each side for lunch, and then students will be socially spaced within the cafeteria area to allow for that social distancing and that requirement. We have removed furniture and extra classroom materials from the classroom to enhance social distancing and to prevent transfer of possible symptoms. We are checking symptoms and temperature screening daily. So all staff have to do a self-assessment before entering the building. And again, during the school day, we are not allowing visitors into the building. Shielded areas for guided reading and small group instruction have been provided by the district. And then as we move down, temperature screenings will be conducted within 15 minutes of students arriving within their classrooms. And we'll be monitoring that really pretty hard. Temperatures of 100.4 will be relocated to designated supervised area where they'll have a 15-minute cool down period, and then their temperature will be rechecked. If their temperature continues to be over 100.4, students will be sent home, and then communication will be made with families prior to students being sent home. Obviously, parents will have to come and pick their child up. Students ill during the school day will be sent home, and we ask that you please be prompt and have a plan in place if your child needs to come home. If the student has a fever, temperature checks will be conducted for the entire classroom, and the classroom will be disinfected. And we do have a cleaning protocol in place for like our handrails and door handles and things of that nature. Staff will also have their symptoms screened daily. Face masks are required for all students and staff. And then we ask that you please review the student flow chart that is attached to this, kind of so you can see those protocols. Okay. Disinfecting and cleaning. We are executing best practices in cleaning and sanitizing the buildings. That is why we have a 12:10 dismissal, so that the custodians can get in there and do thorough cleanings throughout the afternoon and evening. Routine cleaning and disinfecting is key to maintain a safe environment for faculty, students, and staff. Students are going to clean daily with a registered disinfectant, which we have just received, so we have that on site. As I mentioned, frequently touched surfaces, door handles, handrails, bathroom fixtures will be disinfected periodically throughout the day. And we have that schedule developed so that we can make sure, like after we enter the building in the morning, we are disinfecting the door handles and the handrails as they transition to their classrooms. And the same as when they go to recesses. Students will be encouraged and taught to use hand washing and sanitizing practices throughout the day. And on Monday and Wednesday, we'll be doing our behavioral reviews as we have done in the past. And again, they look a little bit different this year because of our social distancing and the requirements that we have in place. And then when we go to recess, we have a schedule set up for playground balls to be sanitized afterwards. And playground equipment is closed right now, so we're not using the big equipment, but we will have stuff for students to use, and that will be sanitized after every recess. And the students will also be washing their hands and sanitizing their hands when they come in from recess as well. Okay. Let's see, classroom procedures.
Yep, I can pick up there.
Okay.
So just again, classroom procedures, we have had to remove a lot of the extra furniture and things in the classroom so they can social distance. Masks will be worn at all times in the building unless they're eating or drinking. We are minimizing travel around the building, so we will not have students running, like, for example, the attendance to the office and things like that. We're going to try and keep students in their classroom for the majority of the time. We will be cleaning books and other things and leaving them in buckets, for 72 hours and then clean before we reissue them to students. Also, I think it's important that the parents know that grading and assessment practices are going to be reinstated. Our goal in the spring was to keep students engaged, but that is not our goal for the fall. We are going to be focusing on new learning. So there is no longer a pass or an incomplete option. Students will be receiving grades. There will be expectations, and we know that now more than ever, we really need to be pushing curriculum and content and things like that, and that the students need this. So we will be working really hard to make sure that students are getting what they need to be successful. So it's no longer a pass and incomplete. It's no longer just keeping kids engaged. We are having expectations and we are teaching new learning. With that being said, there will be opportunities. Those of you that are working remote, there will be videos from your teachers. There will be opportunities for them to hop on a Google Meet and be part of the classroom throughout the week. So be looking for those. We know not everybody will be able to attend because of their schedules. but we're hoping that students on the computer still feel like they're part of the classroom. So that is one of our goals. We know that social and emotional, the social emotional part is hard right now. We understand that for students and for adults. And so we are working really hard on that. Our school counselor, Sarah Teed, as you guys know, is amazing. Her email address is steed@mullinsschools.org. If you have concerns about your child, if they have really high anxiety about coming back, other things like that that we can support them on, please just give us a heads up and we will do our best to do that. Again, we know that this transition back could be rough for some students, and we know that there's a lot going on right now. So please let us know how we can support you socially and emotionally.
All right, breakfast and lunch. So breakfast will open at 7:20 and students will be served until.
Oh, sorry. Just kidding. Just making sure you're paying attention, Mr. Williams.
Yes, and will be served until 7:50. Students will still dismiss when they are done with breakfast out to the blacktop and go to their line. Temperatures will be taken in the breakfast room as well. Students will enter through door 4 when coming for breakfast. They will have to, our breakfast person will be helping get those kids in, as all doors will be locked throughout the day. And there will be no parents allowed into the breakfast area as well. Face coverings will not be required once they are sitting and eating. And then seating and lunch and breakfast will be appropriately distanced. Students must sanitize their hands before and after breakfast and lunch. So again, just kind of same as we've done in the past. Again, we're not sure how many students will be coming for breakfast, but we are still going to implement our best practices for social distancing and sanitizing and monitoring. Recess. So we are going to have recess. We're going to have organized recess. Mr. Rosenthal, our PE teacher, has developed a recess plan for both the field and on the blacktop. Face coverings are not required outside at recess as long as social distancing is maintained. So he has developed a center-based program. And we also will be having students put their face mask in an area so that when they come back in, they are still clean and not touching other face masks and so forth. Grade levels will be assigned specific sections of the playground. So like, let's say an example, the first week, some of the kids on the A schedule will be on the field on Monday and Tuesday. The other kids will be on the blacktop. And then the next week they will rotate. Playground balls and jump ropes will be regularly sanitized and not shared between classes. Playground equipment will be closed until further notice. And then students, as we mentioned, must sanitize their hands before and after recess. Water fountains currently are turned off and covered so they cannot be used. We're asking students need to bring a water bottle with their name on it to school each day. And then we'll have refill water bottle stations in the building so they can refill their water bottles throughout the morning. Okay.
All right, and then one thing that we love most about Hamilton is our amazing volunteers and the parents being involved. That's something that we encourage, but at this time we are not allowed to do that. So there will not be volunteers inside the building. We will have you buzz door 1 if you have a question and need something, and we will probably just come out to you to talk to you about it. We're not going to be able to let people in the building. So please be respectful of that. Please don't put our patrols and other people in uncomfortable situations. Parents cannot enter the building at any time throughout the day. In the morning, there's no more going to breakfast at this time. You cannot walk your students to class. We understand that this is not ideal, but we just have to follow guidelines on that. So parents are not inside the building. If you need something, please call us or feel free to ring the doorbell at door 1 and we can assist you. But you will not be allowed inside the building until we get information that we can allow that. Also, there were some questions about the school supply list. The district did release an elementary school supply list that for everybody to follow. One of the things that we know is that our community, a lot of people, have lost their jobs and are out of work and things. So we're really just trying to be respectful of that. So we did narrow down the list. If you bought things already from the Hamilton supply list, feel free to send those in. We're happy to take them and the teachers will put them to use, but it is not necessary. You could just use the list that was released from the school district. Throughout the year, if teachers need additional items, especially when we get back to our normal, then we can message you throughout the year and ask, if people can donate some other things. But at this point, we just need the things that are on the elementary supply list. There's just a couple of questions that came up, so I just want to address some of them. And then again, Mr. Williams and I will get together and we'll put these questions on a list and we will send the answers out to you. The one thing that came up, and I know it's come up a couple times, is no kindergartners will be passed off to the teachers at the shed by door 4. So parents cannot walk their kindergartners back. Again, this is because of social distancing. We will have a lot of people back there with the students and things, and we're trying to social distance them. So we cannot let parents back that, but we're not just expecting you to drop your kindergartner off and go. There will be a pass off. The teachers, guaranteed, and myself will be there. We're gonna have labels with the student's name on it, so we'll know who's who, and you can take a picture, whatever you want to do. There will be that transition at the shed. We know that's important to you, but you cannot walk your students back to the line as we normally do. The other question was, can walkers go straight to the back, or do they have to come to door 4? They do not have to come to door 4. You can just go straight to the back. That is just for students that are being dropped off. Just drop them off in the right-hand lane by door 4, similar to what you always do, and then they will walk back. We will have lots of adults out there to support this. Please, please, please maintain social distance when you're out there. Okay, there are, like I said, a few more questions that I haven't been able to scroll all the way through. Oh, one more I did want to say, because I know some of you might have this question and we did not mention it. Group A will get their Chromebook on Monday at school. So that is why we do not have a pickup for Group A. So if your student goes to school on Monday and Tuesday, they will just get their Chromebook when they get to school. Okay, the rest of it, we're going to answer the questions and we'll send them out through Skyward, so you will get that. One more thing I just wanted to say is thank you for your support. I know you guys have been awesome. The teachers have said that the parents have been so respectful and so thankful when they're messaging them, so thank you for that. We appreciate it. I will let you know that our teachers are working so hard to make this all work. We are committed to your students, and we are committed to making Hamilton awesome again this year. So please know that we are working really hard and we want to have the students back here. We're super excited for Monday. We're excited to see kids' faces. It will make this all worth it. So thank you.
I just want to jump on that as well. I think, again, the way the teachers have been working together this week and getting things ready, we feel very confident that what we are able to provide for them in their face-to-face instruction and their remote instruction is going to be way better than we had last spring, because of course we got caught off guard. But also I want people to understand that everything that we're doing is for the safety. And I mean, it's so hard for us because it's everything that we don't believe in here in Hamilton. Like, I love having people on the playground. I love having those conversations with parents. But probably like the hardest day I had this summer was when I was going through my calendar and I was erasing all the things that we do here at Hamilton, like all of our after-school activities, all of our clubs and organizations, all the things that we do for our students. It was probably the saddest day because, again, it's what makes Hamilton Hamilton. And we have great students, we have great families, we have a great school community, and we're going to make the best of what we have and do what we can within the requirements that we have. But we're doing this obviously from a safety standpoint, and we just want to thank you and your support for that, and for your continued support. And again, we ask that if you have a question, please ask us, because that is going to be, understand that we may not be happy with what we're doing, but we are doing it for safety purposes.
So yes, any more questions, please send them to Todd and I. If you have not heard from your child's teacher, please email us as well. We started a new communication system throughout the district called Remind. We're finding that some of the emails are going to your spam, so check your spam. But if you do not know who your child's teacher is and you have not heard from your child's teacher, there must be some type of glitch. So please let us know if you have not heard, email us today and we will get that information and make sure that that teacher reaches out to you. So everybody should know who their student's teacher is by the end of the day today. If you haven't heard, please let us know, okay? Thank you. You guys are awesome. We appreciate all of your support. We are so excited to see everybody either virtually or in person on Monday.
Yes.
So,
have a great weekend.
Thanks,
all right,
guys.
thanks everybody.